Welcome back, everybody, to the Nomad Hedge. I hope everyone had a fantastic new year. And with this, I'm going to present to you the S&P 500, where I see the markets going from current levels. And we're going to take a look at key levels to watch here as we move into the new year. So we're going to start off here by taking a look at the S&P 500, and then we're going to switch over and take a look at the crypto markets and see what kind of correlation we're also seeing over there. But anyhow, right in front of us, we do have the S&P 500. And what's important to understand right here is that we are still looking for the conclusion of wave 5 here. And for me, I could actually make the case that wave 5 already concluded right here, and that we should see a correction unfolding now, beginning into the new year. However, I do think that the bulls still have time to make resolution, and the reason why I say that is because of the structure here. And as you can see, the wave 4 here, which retraced and concluded wave 4, finished off at the 100% extension, and then we bounced off this 89 EMA. That's the 89 EMA. And from there, we found support at the 55 EMA. And the market has just continued to rip higher from these levels. Now, we haven't made we have poked towards new all-time highs, but we haven't had a real confirmed breakout yet. So in that case, the bulls still need to make the case here to break out and progress towards wave 5, or that wave 5 has concluded and we could see a further correction down here. And so what I'm looking at right now is potentially an extension here of wave 5, and I think it could look something along the line of this, where you have a subwave here, and then you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have wave 5 at these levels here. Now, that was just hypothetical, but I'm just saying that we could see an extension of this wave 5 unfolding right here. And so that basically means that this is basically an area of interest here to go long, because this would have concluded a wave 1, 2 base for the S&P 500 to then continue higher. And so what kind of levels are we watching here that are important? Well, the S&P 500 needs to hold the line here. And as you can see, this has been the trend line and the trend for the S&P 500 within this entire upside move here. And so we don't necessarily want to break this trend. That means that the bull still needs to be above this trend in order to provide this conviction that we're going higher. And so with that, the risk reward here is pretty simple. Either we go long here, right? Or we short right here. There's also this PUC line right here, which suggests that the most of the buyers actually occurred at this level. And so this is representing a strong line of support because of that. And that's typical for wave 5 in this environment. This is an area where most people have entered the market. And so this is why the PUC line is reflecting that. And so again, just to reiterate, this is either the conclusion of wave 5 or we're looking for a progression. Okay. Now, the bulls are still in control here. The reason why I say that is because we've had a fairly long correction here. Okay. This has been a consolidation here that's been progressing for a very long time. That means that the bears, they're done, right? So the bulls have stepped in here, right, at the 89 EMA, found support here at the 55, and then we're making another progress here. So you could take a look at this as a cup and handle, and we're seeing another base within that handle, and we're just ready to fire up. And so if you want some early indication where this market could be headed, look no further where the crypto markets is going. We're already seeing Bitcoin here catching a strong bid towards the upside, although we're still below some key levels here, such as the 55 EMA. But again, this is just reflecting that the market is looking for some upside momentum. And the same thing could be said with Ethereum, which is breaking out. And we've been buying around these areas here. The POC line is also suggesting a bottom, as we've seen a strong institutional bid right at these levels. And so with that said, the S&P 500, if we go back to SPY here, could sort of like reflect that, and we could see a bounce from current levels right there. So you want to actually watch the S&P 500 basically holding this line here. Okay, so I mean, you could make the case that yes, maybe we're retesting the POC line here, but I would say if you break the trend, it's sort of like, you know, you could say that wave 5 ends right there, this impulsive move here, and we could see a prolonged correction happening and unfolding right at these areas. So look at the 55 EMA here for clues, as well as this trend line. And if we're breaking this trend line here, your last line of support would be the 55 EMA. Because if we break the 55, we already tested the 89 here. And so I think people will then just simply sell and go short from these levels. So that's basically how we view this market here going forward. I do think for the bulls, if you want to go long, this is offering you a very good risk reward, this pullback here. And you could basically look towards a base within a base. So you have a 1-2 structure, another 1-2. So we could see sort of like 5 waves unfolding. Then you have this wave 4 correction there, and then another push higher. So we're just looking at these levels here, but again, we can sort of like project where these levels are going, but for wave 5, it's always very difficult to do that. But anyhow, that's how we view this market here. Take a look at what's happening in the crypto markets. And now that you know your levels here for the S&P 500, the same could be said here for BTC, where you do have the value area highs here if we're breaking above these levels. But I think the most important breakout will be this level here, because that would sort of like coincide with the 89 EMA, and then you would have broken above the 55, providing more conviction for the bulls. And as for Ethereum, yes, we had the breakout, but you can also see that the 55 EMA could act as resistance as well. We're watching these levels here. Obviously, we are still long here. We went long, and so we are taking advantage from price action here, but obviously we are aware of the risks as well. And that is why when we take a look at the S&P 500, if we're starting to see a grind down here below this 55 EMA, we do not want to be long this market anymore. So I hope this gives you a good insight of what's happening, and I'm obviously going to provide you with updates going forward. You can follow me on X, which is at Nomad Hedge, and I hope that you found this video helpful. So I want to wish you again a happy new year, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care for now.